Hey, hey, back for some more. Got some really cool stuff this weekend. And start off here with some CDs. I might have showed this in my last metal update, I'm not sure. It's Celtic Frost, Morbid Tales. I don't think I did, but anyway, this is something that I was surprised to see. I have to Megatheron, but this is the one that I was really surprised to see. Not only is it good, but it's Celtic Frost. This one I picked up, I don't know, a couple weeks ago on vinyl. It has a different cover. I showed it in the video. This is the CD version. This version is also on vinyl. I picked this one up for two reasons. One, to put on my iPod, and two, to see if it was similar to the other one I got, because the other one fades out in between the songs, and it doesn't have Axl talking between the songs, which is sort of, it's like, really? That's not the whole concert. And this one actually has all the stage banter, I guess you could call it. It's live in New York at the Ritz in 1988. It was an FM radio broadcast. Really good. Good concert, too. It was on MTV for back in the day, and for quite a while they showed that one. I've been on a Grateful Dead kick lately. Been getting into them. I haven't really been into their music too much. I just heard a few songs here and there. I didn't really have anything of theirs. I had like a greatest hits CD someone gave me that was like all scratched up and a lot of it skipped. So I seen this, just came out, and I also seen this on vinyl after I picked up the CD. This is the best of the Grateful Dead. And this is 32 tracks. And I think this just came out for their 50th anniversary. They've been around 50 years. And I think they just did a farewell show, if I'm not mistaken. But this has, all the good stuff, and like I said, I'm just getting familiar with a lot of it. Songs that stand out to me is Casey Jones, which of course I knew that song, and Truckin', and Dwight Yoakam did a cover of that one. Sugar Magnolia, Ripple, Eyes of the World, that's a good song. Estimated Profit is another good one. Let's see, Fire on the Mountain is a good one. Touch of Grey, of course, I know that from, they actually had a big hit with that one, which is one of their last, I think that was on their last studio album with Jerry Garcia. I'm not positive, but anyway, it's really good CDs. Also, I'll show you some magazines that I picked up. Speaking of Grateful Dead, I picked this up. It's the Illustrated Trip, Grateful Dead. And this is a very detailed book. It's produced in collaboration with Grateful Dead Productions, and it's very detailed. Like I said, it goes into all of the, it's like day by day, sort of. It goes into all the albums. It goes into all the band members, and everything in between. Celebrating 50 years of the Dead. So that's an awesome book. I was lucky enough to find that. When you get on a kick of a band, you're not always lucky to find stuff of theirs. This magazine I picked up recently, Viva La Rock. I think I only have one other issue of this magazine. We went to a different store than we usually do, and the normal bookstores around here, well, I won't say normal, but the Barnes & Noble we usually go to doesn't carry it. So anyway, went to a different one. This one also came with a calendar. And this magazine has, it's rock and roll, punk, new wave, and beyond. It has a lot of good album reviews and everything. So if you see this magazine out, you might want to pick it up. That one has the Ramones on the cover. This was another magazine I'd never seen. It's called, Power Play, Rock and Metal magazine. And this one has Steelheart, Status Quo. Obviously Megadeth is in this. And this has a lot of album reviews too. It's set up like that basically. And there's like tons of album reviews in here. So this is a really good magazine. Really informative. A lot of bands in there that I have to discover. This one I think is the sister magazine to the Viva La Rock. This is their second issue, Louder Than War. And this is another magazine that I was not aware of. It's got Nirvana there, and this is another magazine that has really good reviews. I like magazines that, you know, give me a lot of reviews of old and new artists. There's People That Rock on the... So yeah, that's some good stuff. Also picked up the issue of Classic Rock. It's got Let Me on the cover. Came with this CD. If I can slip it out of here real quick. That Stone Deaf Forever, which I have not listened to yet. I need to put that on my iPod. And I thought that this had, I was thinking it had Bowie on one side, but I think that's a different magazine that I was thinking about. But it has a Bowie article in here. So, but yeah, Classic Rock, one of my favorite magazines, like I'd said in my previous video. So there's my magazines. I also picked up this Merciless Book of Metal Lists. I'd never seen this anywhere. So, and this is a quite humorous take on like, here's 15 metal album covers featuring goats. It's got Bathory on there, Venom, but you know, it's just a little bit of everything, and it's pretty hilarious. What would Varg Vikernes do? So yeah, that's really a fun read. And then this one, it must have just came out. I didn't even know it existed. Martin Popoff does a lot of metal books, and his last one that I was aware of that I have is called Hair Metal. Now, special ordered it, I think. This one came out, Kickstart My Heart, Motley Crue Day by Day. And this is a glossy book. It's a thick hardback book. It's all Motley Crue all the time. And there's one picture in here that's like best picture ever. And I wasn't aware that this is on the back cover of their Too Fast for Love album. But I guess maybe because this is a bigger one, I can actually notice it. Look at Vince Neil's hair. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? That's cool. So, if you see this out, you like Motley Crue, you know, you have to get that, right? On to the vinyl. This I picked up yesterday, just basically on looks alone. It looked so interesting. It's Shannon and the Clams. This was in the hardcore section at the record store I was at. It's definitely not hardcore. I listened to it a little bit ago, and it's like almost 50s sounding, you know, which is really awesome. Here's the inner sleeve. It's got the lyrics and the thank yous. And then it's also colored vinyl. Get it down here. And that's beyond awesome. Also came with a download card. Like I said, I'd already downloaded it, put it on my iPod, burnt a CD copy of it, listened to it, and it's really good. If you're not familiar with Shannon and the Clams, you want to check that out because it's really, really good. I'll just say it that way. If I haven't already said really good like 10 times here, I'll just mess with that later. And this is another one I picked up yesterday. The band Baroness. This is called Purple. And this is their newest album, I believe. The artwork alone is just fantastic. And this is just a single album. It's just the gatefold. This one also came with a download card. And if I can get this out of here, I'll show you this. It has this sleeve with it. This is the actual sleeve. The record goes in, but you know, a lot of the records they're not actually in there. And then there's this artwork here. Fantastic artwork. And I guess the lead singer does a lot of the artwork for the band. I don't know if he does all of it or if he just does the album covers, but you know, the artwork is just so excellent, you know. Here's so there's that, and then this back in here. So I don't want this video to run too long. And then onto the vinyl of this here. And this is just black vinyl. But I'd listened to this today, and this is really good too. It's really good. My girlfriend had picked up one of their other ones on CD. We listened to that one too, and it's really good. So if you're not familiar with Baroness, you might want to pick up some of their albums. This one here I just had to get. It's G.G. Allin. This is my second G.G. Allin record. And there he is in his coffin in the back there. This is called Brutality and Bloodshed for All. Parental advisory, explicit lyrics, not for sale to minors under 18. And then, of course, the Murder Junkies is on here with him. But the artistic consultant is Kim Valley on this one. So, that's just... Let me see if it has an inner sleeve. No, it's just white. It's just a white sleeve. And it has just black vinyl. It almost seems wrong for a G.G. Allin record to be colored vinyl. And I'm not saying they didn't do colored vinyl, but it almost seems like it'd be wrong somehow. This I picked up. Of course, I have several of these, but this was $1.99 used. Kiss Alive, the first album I'd ever bought, ever owned. I don't pick up much Kiss anymore. This is the second pressing. But, you know, when it's that cheap, I go ahead and pick it up. This one I'm not sure if I have. I know a lot of people say this is a great album. It's a Beautiful Day. I do have some of these songs on my iPod, but I'm not positive if I had the album. And this was in the dollar bin. So, for $1, why wouldn't you get it? This was also in the dollar bin, rockin' 60s. Had several different ones of these, but I like this one because it had a lot of my favorite songs on it. It has Blue Cheer, Summertime Blues. The Hollies doing Bus Stop. I absolutely love that song. Spinning Wheel by Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Baby It's You by Smith, which is probably the best version of that song, I think. Venus, Shocking Blue. It's another great song. The Ides of March. Vehicle. It's really good. I mean, for $1. You can see, I think all these are in the dollar bin. This is the Greg Kihn Band, Rock Ken Roll, and I picked this one up because I wanted to hear some of his other stuff I wasn't familiar with. This has the breakup song on it, which I love that song too. So I was only familiar with the breakup song and Jeopardy. So I picked that up because I'm curious as to what his other stuff sounds like, especially the early stuff. This one I picked up because the album cover alone is awesome. I have a book with this album cover in it, and it's listed right next to Accept Balls to the Wall album, because, you know, they're similar. This is Wishbone Ash. There's The Rub, and I think I only have one other Wishbone Ash record. And then this one my girlfriend bought for me the weekend before last. It's They Might Be Giants, Apollo 18. I'm a huge They Might Be Giants fan, especially their first, I don't know, 5 or 6 albums. I'm not real into a lot of their newer stuff. I mean, I appreciate it. I've seen them in concert like 3 times. There's the lyric sheet, and I had this on cassette when it originally came out, and I also have it on CD. This is just black vinyl. There's the label. And they always boasted about having 19 songs on their albums. And probably still do. I think the last albums that I got of theirs that I really thought was great, or listened to enough to know that, was those children's records they did. The first one was called No. And then they did the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and then they did a science one, which was really awesome because it came with a DVD, which I have that one here somewhere. But this has She's Actual Size, which was a video single. The Statue Got Me High, or I'm sorry, The Statue Got Me High was the video single. Spider, which is a great song. The Guitar, which was a video. It's Takeoff on the Lion Sleeps Tonight, sort of. Hypnotist of Ladies, and Fingertips is a great bunch of little snippet songs all put together, but when you put the CD on random, you can play them out of order, so I always thought that was neat. Got a lot more vinyl here. I guess I better quit talking so much. Here's a Dr. Mementos. Been picking up a lot of Dr. Demento here lately. So I think this will be the last one I show in this video. On this one it has, let's see, the Alphabet Song by the Three Stooges. Dickie Goodman's on this one. I Found the Brains of Santa Claus, Jason and the Straptones. Doctor of Dementia, Dr. Demento with Barnes and Barnes. I mean, that's good. I Get Weird, John W. Christensen. My Wife Left Town with a Banana, Carlos Borzini Sr. Space Invaders, the Rodeo Song by Showdown, that's good. So yeah, Dr. Demento, you can't go wrong with that, and that was $4.99, so it was so much worth it. That's all I'll show in this video. I got some other stuff that it'll be in my next video coming up here. So I just don't want to make these too long. So if you like it, share it. Like it, share it. Subscribe. That's the other thing I was trying to think of. So we'll see you in the next video.